I think they will learn more over the course of the next 24 hours, but I think there's a serious medical concern over Mohamed Diomande going into the title run-in. He's obviously been at times a key performer for Rangers in midfield. What I'm told is that he suffered, as you can see there, I believe it's a bit gruesome. His shoulder popped out of its joint during the first half of the Scottish Cup quarter-final against Celtic. And that's why he was nowhere to be seen at St Mirren at the weekend, where he didn't make the bench, having started against Celtic. I think that the general kind of consensus was he was taken off against Celtic because, I don't know, for tactical reasons to get Tochi Chukwueze into the midfield, or because he had been booked in that first half. Apparently not. Apparently he was in a bit of distress, and they're now having to determine whether or not it's a full-scale dislocation, which could require surgery, and you'd be unlikely to see him play another game, you would have thought, between now and the end of the season in that case. If it's a partial dislocation, that can be not so bad. That could be a couple of weeks. And if it's something less than that and it's real kind of minimal damage, he could yet make the squad for the weekend. But I think Rangers are sweating a bit. I think they expect to find out fuller details tomorrow. But yeah, a bit of a shock. And, you know, Danny Rohl will be frustrating for him because he's been waiting for 3 months to get Connor Barron back to give him a full array of options in the middle of the pitch. Connor Barron comes back off the bench at St Mirren, looks quite bright, looks quite lively. But Diomande's not there because he's resting this injury, and there's now a significant risk that he might not be around now for at least a couple of weeks. So, yeah, I think that is a bit of a blow. Because you kind of need all hands on deck when you're getting down to a run-in as tight as this one is.
It was a year ago yesterday that Diomande scored in Rangers' 3-2 win over Celtic at Celtic Park. And I remember thinking that Diomande was absolutely crucial. At that time, remember they went over Fenerbahce, I think he was really good as well. But see now, I don't know if you guys agree, I don't think he's as crucial as he used to be. I don't think...
He's a good option. He's a good option for them. Yeah. And to be fair, in that cup game against Celtic, I thought he started it quite brightly.
Mm-hmm.
Look, I think he's a bit of a Marmite character for a lot of the Rangers support this season. Some think he's a waste of a shirt. Others think he's you know, still got the potential to go on and be a big contributor. I quite like him overall, but I don't think he's had a terrific season. But I do know if you're Danny Rohl, the last thing you need at this point is to be told there's another one disappearing into the casualty ward when what you need is, as I said, all hands on deck and all possible options available. So it's something Rangers could do without, and I'm sure they'll be keeping their fingers crossed tonight, hoping for good news tomorrow.
Absolutely. Is he a player you've rated before, Swanee?
Yeah, I do. He's obviously proven himself to be effective, as you say. At this stage of the season last year, he was really growing into the shot and growing into his role at Rangers, and it has been a bit up and down for him this season. He's not really performed at times this season. It's been a struggle for Rangers in terms of the blend in the middle of the park just to get it absolutely right. Again, I agree with Keith that Connor Barron coming back on Sunday, given he was certainly one of Rangers' better players, so through the first half of the season, getting him back will make a big difference. But the options thing is important at this time. It's been incredible this season actually with with all the contenders in the title race. You always have injuries to deal with. There's serious setbacks amongst the three of them, and I'm sure we'll on the other clubs later on. But yeah, I think Diomande would certainly have a part to play if he's available, and if he's not available, it's going to be a blow, of course.
Yeah, well, I just think it's the frustrating thing for Rohl will be it's a one in, one out. You know, you spend 3 months wanting Connor Barron back in. Now, obviously, Connor Barron injured his knee in January, and Rangers were able to bring Chukwueze in, which was good. Looks to all intents and purposes like a right good bit of business, and he has beefed up the options in the middle of the pitch. But in an ideal world, you don't want to get Connor Barron back into the mix only to find out that, as I said, one in, one out with Diomande disappearing. So, as I said, I think this will be a nervous 24 hours for Diomande and for Rangers to establish just the full extent of this.
The one thing I will say, sorry Keith, the one thing I will say on the back of what you said there, at this stage of a season, after maybe 7-8 months of a season, there's probably not a manager in world football that's playing with a full deck at the moment in terms of squad options. And if I don't want to I don't want it to sound as it's been dismissive of Diomande, but I think with Barron coming back, that's one Rangers could get away with. There's maybe other ones that are a wee bit more important, so I don't think it's utterly calamitous if he's out.
Right.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I say, I agree with you. You want options and you want the opportunity to switch things up during games.
That's a good point, Swan.
In the comments, Big Rab says it's funny. Celtic have had 6+ starting 11 players injured most of the season, which, as you say, Swan, it's a fair point. Green Machine though says Diomande doesn't hold back, so he'll get a few injuries.